So this is Marsha Gonzaga. She is the Career Management Associate for the School of Sustainability, which basically means that she is responsible for advising sustainability students and alumni towards their career interests and to build university partnerships with employers. She is incredibly sweet, incredibly kind-hearted, and she's helped us a lot through this entire process. She received a Master of Counseling degree from ASU. And a little fun fact about her is that she was a student athlete and 3-time captain for the University of Oklahoma's women's golf team. So like I said, a really kind-hearted spirit. I have entirely enjoyed working with her this past semester. And without further ado, here's Marsha Gonzaga.
Thank you so much, Hannah. That was so kind. First of all, let me start by, can you hear me? We're good? Okay. So first of all, let me start by saying that I'm truly honored to be your keynote speaker for the Spring Solutioneer Showcase. And I love seeing so many familiar faces. Again, my name is Marsha. I serve as the career counselor for the School of Sustainability. So I advise undergraduate students, graduate students, alumni. I support employer relations, and I manage a career development course for undergraduate students. In the course I teach at ASU, I use the concept of chaos theory to explain how career planning can be a nonlinear path. Chaos theory helps us understand that too many variables in a complex system make it hard to predict the outcome. However, through the chaos, your systems will ultimately reveal an order. As you can understand, my role as a career counselor is definitely an interesting one during these uncertain times. Earlier this year, when I was asked to speak, I had a completely different message in mind. While we are ordered to stay in place here in the United States, along with almost 200 countries across the globe experiencing the coronavirus impact, your needs as an audience have changed. So, as I consider this unprecedented event of a global pandemic, I decided to pivot the message or pivot the purpose of my message for the generations participating in this showcase. My hope is that my message tonight aligns with those needs, but also extends beyond this COVID-19 experience. Knowing that GreenLight Solutions Foundation serves as a nonprofit that creates experiential learning opportunities through student-led projects, their goal is to recruit purpose-driven students and connect them with businesses to design, plan, and execute a sustainability project. Keeping this in mind, I would like to recruit each of you to plan, execute, to design, plan, and execute a project to help you find order in the chaos. It just so happens that the project is you. I came across a Julius Caesar quote that says, "No one is so brave that they are not disturbed by something unexpected." Therefore, I would like to offer a reframe for your role using it as an acronym, ROLE, and how you can seize the stay. The responsibilities among each of us are relative. So I share this sample bubble graph as a visual for you to consider what your responsibilities are. Note that you are central to this, which is why I encourage a practice of self-care. It is vital that you practice a routine of self-care so that you can operate optimally. It's similar to the instruction that we get before takeoff on an airplane. Place the oxygen mask on yourself first so that you can help others. I consider this part of self-care, whether it's daily meditation, working out, journaling, pedicures, massages, etc. Similar to responsibilities, self-care is relative. However, you must care for yourself first so that you can serve or care for others with intention, and be sure to approach this one day at a time. Be mindful that no response is a response as well, and it's a powerful one. As you consider your own responsibilities, please consider your own ability to respond to them. So I ask, are the systems you currently have in place serving you well? In the New York Times bestseller Atomic Habits by James Clear, he states, "You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems." Take a personal audit of your habits. Are they serving you well? What types of systems do you have set up to support your success? I read James' Atomic Habits book towards the end of last year, which inspired me to create a realistic system of daily habits in 2020. When I say realistic, I must share that beyond working full-time, that I also am a wife and a mother of 3 children, ages 8 and under. It was too easy not to use the idea of 2020 vision. I asked myself when thinking ahead 1 year, in January 2021, do I have more clarity? To gain that clarity, my system includes spending 20 minutes in the morning in prayer, as well as setting my intentions for the day through a journal by listing out 10 dreams I made happen. I also spend 20 minutes every evening doing yoga or meditation and writing out in that same journal 5 things that I'm grateful for that I experienced in the last 24 hours. I'll come back to the system in a little bit, but let's return to the ROLL acronym. The O is opportunity. As we physically distance, there are so many unique opportunities to seize this day. We as humans are built for connection. So as we physically distance, we can still socially engage. Through phone calls or virtual platforms, we can continue to cultivate our network or even begin building new relationships. As a student, request an informational interview. Some of you have already done that through my class, by the way, but just reach out to an industry professional, not for a job, but out of genuine curiosity about what the professional does. Work on your LinkedIn. You can enhance your LinkedIn profile by creating an e-resume. If you're already presenting a project, defending a thesis or dissertation, or even sharing a how-to on your social media, then share that through your network. Even share this video through your network. Mentor. Especially if you're a business owner or practitioner, mentoring can be a growth opportunity, not just for the mentee, but also for the mentor. The impact can not only be positive, but also reciprocal. Dave Hollis is a former Disney executive, now turned author and motivational speaker, amongst other ventures, and he recently shared this quote, "In the rush to return to normal, use this time to consider which parts of normal are worth rushing back to." This is an opportune time to transition from a reactive attitude to a proactive perspective by prioritizing what you want your new normal to become. In response to what we're experiencing because of coronavirus, last month, Harvard Business Review published an article titled, "The Discomfort That You Are Feeling is Grief." In the article, grief expert David Kessler said, "Acceptance, as you might imagine, is where the power lies. We find control in acceptance. Whether you have 1 week, 3 weeks, or 5 weeks of staying in place, I encourage you to seize this stay by asking, on the other side of COVID-19, I wonder if you will grieve this time too." I believe most of us are overloaded with ways to learn something new. Here's a free trial for this workshop. You're invited to attend this class. I tag you to fill in the blank challenge. Yesterday, being Earth Day, I was reminded by my dean of the Winston Churchill quote, "Never let a good crisis go to waste." In the spirit of learning, why not learn about you in the midst of this crisis? At the beginning of this speech, I was focused on designing and planning the project of you. One activity I would like to offer, which I also share in my class, is a way to learn more about you through a visualization activity called Future Day Fantasy. I offer this visualization activity in my, like I said, in my class, as well as during the school sustainability camp for incoming undergraduate students. I don't have enough time to go through this activity tonight, so I'm sharing the link for you to run through on your own time. The main idea behind this 10-minute activity is for you to run through your perfect working day 10 years into the future. You might be surprised by what you visualize during the exercise. In some cases, it helps participants learn more about themselves. Last but not least, your role is to execute. No action is action. So take the good that you're experiencing during this time and think about how you can prioritize that now as well as into post-COVID-19. As I explained earlier about my own self-care system, I start out each day writing 10 dreams I made happen. One of them included, I'm a keynote speaker. So this is not exactly how I visualized my keynote. However, this dream still came true. And now it's time for me to design, plan, and execute a new dream to my project list. I hope you accept the role to do the same while you seize the day. Please be sure to connect with me on LinkedIn, and I am very grateful for this experience. I'll make sure to include that in my journal, and thank you.
Thank you, Marsha. That was awesome. If anyone has any questions, feel free now to type those in the comments and we can go through those. Thank you again, Marsha. That was awesome.